What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal and this is Bond Book Reviews, and today, as you can tell by the time of the month and the title, it is time to jump into another round of PickPong. If you're unfamiliar with what PickPong is, it is my monthly TBR game that I play to determine what I'm going to read in a month. It is loosely based off of beer pong. I have cups that I throw ping pong balls into. Whatever cup it lands in has a prompt on the bottom, and that prompt is the one that I need to fulfill. This month, we're going to be figuring out what I'm going to be reading in July. But first, let's talk about how we did in the month of June. I passed. Yes! If you haven't been here before, it has been 9 months since I have passed PickPong. Ever since I had a baby, it has been damn near impossible for me to read. And this month, my reading mojo has come back. I read a lot and I managed to complete all of my prompts, all of my reads that I needed for the month of June and more. I'm very excited. It is now the 29th of June and I'm reading an extra book because why the hell not? So yes, it was a great month. I passed. We're starting with the reward for the first time in like 9 months and I am so ecstatic. I've had a really good reading month. There's been lots of like 4 and 5 star reads, some new favorites. It's been a good time. It has been a good time. So without further ado, let's talk about some books that I need to get on the list, or some hopefuls that I'm hoping to get on this list, and then we will jump into the throws. But if you're unfamiliar with how PickPong works and you want to know the rules, the entire playlist will be linked down below so you can go and check that out. Every book that is mentioned in this video today will also be linked down below, along with the Booktopia affiliate link, so you can go and purchase those from Booktopia. And all my other social media platforms are down below as well. If you've made it this far, please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already so that you can see new content that I put out every week. And be sure to follow along on the fun PickPong journey. We will be completing a PickPongathon, readathon. Usually we do this in August every year, but this year we're pushing it back to September because I am buying a house, and that means we're moving right in the middle smack bang of August. So for like 2 weeks I'm going to be moving, having no internet. It's going to be a whole messy time, so I chose to push the readathon back a month just for the year of 2023. Don't worry, it'll be back in August in 2024. But this year, we're just going to be doing it in 2023. So keep an eye out for that. But backtrack to where we were actually going. Let's talk about some of the books I'm hoping to get on this TBR. So first up, we have Kristen Hanna's Wild. This has been on a previous TBR for me, and it is on my These Books Will Kind of Self-Destruct previous TBR list, that if I don't get it read, I have to unhaul it. And I will never, ever, ever, ever unhaul a Kristen Hanna book. I'm trying to collect them all. So I'm putting this on here. The other good thing about it is my Buzzwordathon book for the month of July. So it works out really, really well. And I have the audio. So, I mean, it's the trifecta. So I'm hoping to hopefully get that one on there. Some other like arcs that I have that I'm hoping to get on here is the new Kelly Rimmer, which is The Paris Agent. I love Kelly Rimmer. I love historical fiction. Enough said. There is Notes of Her Color by Jennifer Neal. This one came out in May and it has been bugging me that I haven't gotten to it yet, so I'm very, very excited to get to this one, so I'm hoping to get it onto this list. We have a giant chunker which was published today of all days, and that is God of Woodward, which is the new RJ Barker who wrote the Bone Ship series. It is huge. I have the pre-order audiobook waiting for me. I really want to read this. We have The Bone Eaters by Sonia Dean, which is a book about vampires, but instead of eating people, they eat books, I think. Anyways, I had no idea, but a person at work recommended it to me, and that makes me more inclined to want to read it. We have the new Gabriella Bergmoser, which if you've been around here for a while, you know that I absolutely adored The Hunted by Gabriella Bergmoser. So this is a new one called The Caretaker. I don't know if this is like a new one within that world or a completely new story, but it is an isolated thriller, which makes me very, very excited because Gabrielle does those fantastically. And then we have a couple of arcs that I need to read for Scholastic. We have The Midnight Game, which you probably would have heard me talk about already. We have like this person, a group of teenagers who decide to, summon the Midnight Man, and they end up in this midnight game, and the rules are do not turn out the lights, do not go to sleep, and do not leave the building, and there's 6 players, 1 night, how many will survive? So it's like this fun thriller kind of survival thing. And then we have Sharon Cameron's Bluebird, which is all about it's like a historical fiction thriller kind of spy kind of story, I don't know. But I have the audio for that, and I need to get it read so that I can put up my reviews for Scholastic. So those 2 are hopefuls as well, because I need to read them anyway, so if I can get them on this TBR. So let's get on into the throws. Okay, it is the next morning. Let's find out what my reward is going to be before we get into the throws. Okay. Oh, I got step closer. Usually I'm here, so I get to step closer, which can come in handy. So that only lasts until I get it in, so I don't get to stay stepped closer the whole game. Okay, prompt number 1. Okay, maybe stepping closer was good. And our first prompt is number, and of course it has a punishment on it. So we'll get Alexa to do a random number generator, and that is how many pages that I need to have as close to that. So I usually do between 150 and 600, and then whichever number she gives me, I have to find a book that's like 30 pages either side. Alexa, pick a number between 150 and 600.
Here's a number between 150 and 600. It's 180.
180, so a low paged book. But I can go 30 pages higher, which is good because I don't think I have too many that are in the low range, but it's good to be able to be getting something that's not too many pages this month. And my punishment will be kneeling through. We will replace that prompt with series continuation. And now I have to step back and kneel down for prompt number 2. Okay, it went in eventually. So we ended up with 2 misses, and our second prompt is lowest rated. I fucking hate this prompt. This is practically a punishment prompt. So this is the lowest rated book on my TBR, and we are going to do my Kindle TBR because I am trying to dwindle that down as much as I can. So we're going to do lowest rated on my Kindle TBR. And we will replace that prompt with first in a series. Okay, back to normal for prompt number 3. And prompt number 3 is matching initials. Thanks to you guys, I have a list of books that I can read for this. And we will replace that prompt with highest rated. Time for prompt number 4. That ball was so extra. This is my final miss. If I get this in, don't get this in, we have to add an extra book. Dang it. So now we have to do 6 books. Let's get prompt number 4. So our 4th prompt is Instagram poll. So I will put one up and you guys can choose. And we will replace that prompt with Goodreads recommendation. Time for prompt number 5. And prompt number 5 is white. So it just has to have a cover that is 51% white. And we will replace that prompt with different culture. Okay, time for our 6th and final prompt. Time for our 6th and final prompt. So that, oh no, that was only 4 misses because I only had 4 balls. I still have 1 more miss, hold on. Okay, 6th and final prompt. Fuck! Okay, so that is 5 misses, so we do have to add an extra book for 7 books this month. Prompt number 6 is different culture, which was with white, I think. Yes, so different culture was with white, so I need to combine those prompts for 1 book, and it does have a reward on it. I don't know if you can see that green there, but it has a reward. So we do get a reward, and I get to combine those prompts. So 6 prompts, 5 books. And our reward is mood read, which means that any of these prompts, if I want to, I can make a mood read. And we will replace that prompt with female protagonist, and I'll shuffle all the cups. Okay, time for our final prompt. So our final prompt is letter. So we'll get Alexa to do a random letter generator, and whichever letter she gives, I either have to have it in the start of the title or the author's first or last name. Alexa, provide me with a random letter.
Here's an answer from Alexa Answers Contributor.
Alexa, stop.
A random letter is the letter M.
Oh, a random letter is the letter M. Okay, I can do that. So there we have it. We have all my prompts. Let's go talk about what we're going to read. Okay, so let's talk about what books we are going to read. So for number, I did a random number generator. We got 180. So I could either read a book that was a book that was ranged from 150 pages all the way up to 210 pages. So I messaged my lovely book besties and was like, hey, what's a book in this range? And Neva from Reading Whenever was like, Ring Shout. So I'm going to be reading Ring Shout for my number generator thing, and it is, I believe, 183 pages. So I think 185 maybe. I think it fits like perfectly in the range that we need. We then got lowest rated, which I am going to use my mood read on because we all don't want to go there. And I'm going to read The Book Eaters. This is by Sunny Dean, which, as I mentioned in the intro, is a book where they're vampires, but instead of eating blood and humans, they eat books, I believe. I've heard really good things. A work colleague recommended this to me, and it's quite short, so we're going to get there because the short books are going to be really helpful to start with because I have a chunker later on. For matching initials, I went back and looked at some of the comments that people had left on my video previously with some suggestions, and a lot of them were romance authors, which is really, really good considering it's Stuff Your Kindle Day yesterday, but I didn't actually end up getting any books during Stuff Your Kindle Day because I forgot, but let's just not talk about that. But I could still get some of the books, but I didn't know where to start. I messaged a couple of them, but they haven't gotten back to me yet, so I've just decided to go with one that was on my shelf. I've been avoiding the series because I really, really hated the last book that I read from this author, but I have the entire series, so I think if I don't give it a chance soon, like, I'm running out of time. We're moving soon, so I figure it's a good time for me to try the first book. If I like it, I can keep the series. If not, I can unhaul the whole series. And that is the Selection series by Kira Cass. So obviously I read The One by her, I think is what it's called, which was like another standalone new series, and absolutely hated it. I gave it like 2 stars, almost wanted to DNF it, wanted my time back. I'm hoping that this is better. I've heard that this is better, so we're going to give it a try, and if I don't like this one, I'm going to unhaul the whole series to make room for more books when we move into the new house. For different culture, I'm going to be reading Notes on Her Colour by Jennifer Neal. This is a proof copy that I got from work, however this book is currently out, and it is from an American-Australian author, and it kind of delves into, it's like a coming-of-age story diving into the realities of being a Black person living in North America. And I have a feeling from vague memory of people selling this into us, the main character has to change the color of her skin to not upset certain people, and she chooses to then just become her true self. And it's very interesting, I hear. So I've had it sitting on my desk for a while, and I've been kind of like hesitant, but I think now is a good time when different culture has come up to jump into it. For white, this is where we get the chunker, and that is the new RJ Barker. We're going to be reading Gods of the Woodwood. I have the audiobook ready to go. I'm so intimidated by this. It is huge. I think it is over 1,000 pages. Oh my god, it's not even It's 622. It looks bigger than it is, but it is still huge. 600 pages is still a lot, but the audiobook will probably help me on this one. I knew nothing about this other than it's from RJ Barker, and I'm excited. For letter, we did a random letter generator, and the letter that came up was M. So for this, I'm going to be reading The Midnight Game by Cynthia Murphy. We have obviously M in the title. And as I've explained multiple times on my channel, this follows a bunch of kids that decide to summon the Midnight Man, and then they have to play the midnight game, and there are 3 rules. Do not turn on the lights, do not go to sleep, and do not leave the building. And then they're there for one night, and how many will survive? So I'm very excited for this one. For my Instagram poll, I put up 3 options, and that is Bluebird by Sharon Cameron, The Caretaker by Gabrielle Berg-Moser, and Wild by Kristen Hanna. That is still going, so I will put the results here when editing. Crystal decides to edit, so that the poll has a little bit longer to go, because at the moment I think we don't have a lot of votes, so I want to give people a chance because I only put it up just after my throws. So they are the 3 that it will be a potential. One of these will be chosen. So there you have it. They are the books that I am going to be reading in the month of July. Obviously, only one of these bottom 3. I'm excited about this stack. I think it's very doable. I think we can pass PickPong again for another month. I mean, I'm going to be doing a lot of packing, a lot of getting ready for the move. So, I mean, I can just shove in audiobooks. I have audiobooks for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. So we'll see how we go. Actually, I think I also got the audiobook for Notes on Her Colour. So I should be able to do a lot of listening while I pack. So if you've made it this far and you don't have anything to drop in the comments down below, you can let me know what you're reading in the month of July. Otherwise, you can drop a candle emoji down below. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend and happy reading. Bye.